Motivates, and I am your life coach. I truly appreciate every single one of you for your support. Now, let's get into today's conversation. This is what happens when you stop giving people your power. So, pay attention. You regain control of your thoughts because there are so many individuals that love to have power over you, and it's a choice. We have a choice to make every day we wake up, and we choose to give control over our thoughts to people who don't care about us. These are individuals who are low vibrational, negative, judgmental, users, control freaks. We all know people like this. So when you stop giving them your power and you take your power back, people aren't going to like it. They're going to get upset. They're going to get angry. They will get jealous. People will even make up lies about you just because you're not in their circle anymore, or because you don't allow them to have power over you to get you upset. When you take that power back, when you show people no matter what you do or say, it's not going to control me anymore. When I tell you that's such a powerful thing, when you take your power, when you restore your power back, when you regain your control. See, sometimes we lose our control, we lose our power because we don't know our worth. We're not doing what we need to do for ourselves, and we're looking to other people for support, validation, and love. And that is not the way. You have to look within. Every single one of us has to look within and find out, who are we? Who are you? What are you about? What are you good at? What am I good at? And believe that. Because I have to tell you that unless you believe in yourself, until you personally are confident and know that about yourself, people will use you just like a puppet. And they're going to pull those strings because they know if I say or I do this, they're going to get upset. They're going to cry. They're going to do something. And because they know your reaction based on past dealings with you, people will keep pulling those strings until you show them, I got my power back. I'm not going to allow other people to make me angry, sad, upset, whatever it is. We each have choices to make every single day, motivators, family. Every day we wake up, we have to make the choice. Am I going to respond to that? Am I going to let that make me upset? Am I going to allow people to rope me into their negativity or drama? Will I partake in it? See, and when the answer is no, because we personally only choose things that is positive, uplifting, encouraging, positive, things that are healing, things that will help to grow your mindset and to make you be a better human being. See, that is the level that we want to be in. We want to elevate. We're trying to be progressive, not regressing, not taking steps back, not letting people take your power or your control away. No, regain your power. And I want to clap for every single one of you that has enough courage to do this, because it's not easy. A lot of times we'll lose that control from a boss, or in a romantic relationship, with your kids, with whoever it is that we care so much about. But the same people who are doing things to make us lose power, we're not having those conversations. We're not speaking up for ourselves. We're not advocating for ourselves. We're letting people run over us. And that is not okay. See, the next thing is, when you stop giving your power away, the next thing is you're going to regain control of your feelings. See, I know this one very well, and I know many of you know this very well. You regain your control of your feelings because when you're around people who are very cold, you know, very selfish, conceited, and they only think about their opinion or what they want or what they need, and they don't care about your feelings. When you regain your power back, you know how you feel, and you don't allow other people to tell you how you feel. You're the one stepping into these shoes. You're the one that has had whatever it is that you have dealt with in your past. Reclaim your power. Know how you feel. And why is that important, motivators family? It's very important to know how you feel because you don't allow another person that doesn't have your experiences, that has not been through certain situations, to tell you what you want. You have to make wise decisions for you. And that affects who are your friends. That affects the people that's around you. That affects what you think about, what you talk about. All of those things are focused and centered based on what you think about yourself. So, yes, your feelings do matter. And when you take your power back and you stop giving people your power, stop giving it away, and I was definitely that person. I don't know about all of you, but I used to let my relatives really put me on 10, like arguing with them, being in a relationship and you just feel like you're talking until you're blue in the face and they're just not getting it. And it's so stressful. And it's because we want people to understand us. We want people to listen to us. We want a certain reaction, but there are individuals, they're not wired that way. They don't care. Or if they do care, they only care when it's something beneficial for them. Yeah, in your very own family, there are narcissists, manipulators, control freaks, people who have no feelings towards yours. They don't care about your opinion, or if you're stressed out, stretched thin. They could care less about those things, and you could tell people what you want all day long. But if somebody does not want to give you whatever it is you're asking for, they're not going to. So what does that mean for us as mature women, as mature men? You have to take your power back. You have to be very careful of what you tell people. See, that is a part of walking in silence and minding your business. And I don't mean pointing to the person next to you or thinking about what other people are doing and thinking about you. No, I mean applying this to yourself personally. This is a me thing. This is a you thing. And we have to be very cognizant of our energy and how we feel about things. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? Welcome in. We have to be very cognizant of how we feel, and how we feel, it most definitely matters, okay? The next thing that is going to happen when you stop giving people your power, the next thing is that you're going to regain control of your choices. Now, maybe when you were younger, maybe before you were introduced to self love, self awareness, and knowing what you wanted to do, you would let people just do whatever you want to. That puppet life is a real thing. Wanting to people please is a very real thing, but we have to start making better choices. And what are some of those choices that we have to make better? We have to think about, is this going to benefit me? Is this good for me? Is this healthy? Is it helping me? Or is this always focused on other people? Why is that important? Is because you become drained. You become very, very drained when you are dealing with individuals that never deposit into you. All they do is they pull life from you. They pull your energy, they pull your time, they pull everything. They affect your mental health, just draining, and they drain you spiritually. They do so much things to you that is so hurtful, mean spirited, disrespectful. And it's just, no big deal. Like, what did I do? There is no accountability on their side. They can do whatever they want to us, allegedly. So they think. Maybe because we have enabled people, we have allowed people to treat us in a way that we don't deserve. So now we know better. And when you know better, what comes next? When you know better, you do better. You shift your choices, you shift how you feel about things. Okay? And there's two more points to this. When you shift your choices, you start thinking better, okay? Now, when I do this, this is going to be what happens. For every action, there is a reaction. So we have to really think about when we don't have our control, when we're allowing people, whether it be a friend or a relative or who you're in a relationship with. It could be anybody who is affecting us. Other people's choices does affect our choices. So if you feel like it's out of control and people are controlling what you're supposed to do and people are making decisions for you, they're not checking in with you. They don't care about what you're dealing with and going through. That's not going to work. If somebody does not respect your choices, your opinions, does nice, kind things for you, values you, that's not a relationship that you're going to grow in. And even if it's a relative, yes, even in that, we need to put in work into the relationships that we have. And there's a lot of individuals that don't understand. They feel that they don't have to put in any work. I don't have to do anything. Oh, they accept it. They're okay with it because you've made it easy. See, and having standards, which we should have standards. There should be things that is non-negotiable. I will not allow you to disrespect me and ghost me and backstab me and use me and do all sorts of things. And we can keep going down the line and adding things that are non-negotiable, things that we don't like. And that's how you take your power back. Speaking up for yourself, saying no, cutting off toxic people, cutting off people that we know is not healing to our spirit. You have to cut those people off. And if you don't, it's going to affect your choices. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the ways that our choices can be affected. When we allow people to make the choices for us, I'll tell you some things that happen. It affects your mental health. It affects your energy. And when those two things happen, you don't have the energy and you don't have the power to think about yourself, to do things for yourself, because you're so consumed in everybody else's problems and carrying the weight of so many other people because they are not picking up the slack. They're doing nothing or very little. Okay, so you have to stop that. You have to put that to an end. And that is the reason why boundaries are so important. Boundaries are important not just for us, it's important for people in our life, for other people to understand you can't play games with me. You can't play games with my head, with my heart, with my time. I will not be walked on. I will not be disrespected. We are the ones that set the standards. So that's what happens when you take your power back. You don't let people run over you. You don't let people disrespect you. And you get your control back of your life and start doing the things that you deserve to do. What are some of those things? You deserve to have peace in your life and joy and do what you're meant to be doing. And we can't do that when we're around people who are very angry. people who are distracting. They never ask, what do you need? How can I help you? And when you have people like that in your life and they're always focused on you just helping them and they never focus, how can I help you? And that is not good for us. That's very toxic behavior. And I have known individuals for many years and I care for them and I love them, but those are people, they have never matured. They have never healed. They have never grown. Okay? So we have to be very conscious of that and not allowing everybody to just be in our life. That people have to work to keep that position in our life. Hi, the Oracles channel. We really have to put in work into the people in our lives. We really do. And if they don't put in work to do healthy things, supportive things, listen to us, okay? Then you have to leave those people alone, right? Okay. So we got 2 more points and we are going to get out of here, okay? So this is the next thing that happens when you stop giving people your power, okay? After you shift those choices, it then leads to you feeling more empowered. You're going to feel more empowered when you start doing things for yourself, taking care of your mental health, making good choices, showing up for yourself, setting healthy boundaries, and enforcing them. All of those things are so important. And when you become more empowered, you're going to be independent. And when I tell you being independent, and I don't mean that you don't need anybody and it's all about you and you're selfish. No, it's there's sometimes where we get into positions that we depend on people too much, or you become codependent, that you don't know how to do things on your own. And we definitely need to learn how to do things on our own, to be independent, to be self reliance, really believe in ourselves and be confident. And when you are depending on other people to do everything for you, it becomes like a crutch. You become like you can't, your wings are clipped. There's no ability for your freedom to fly. We can't be our best self if you are depending on other people for everything. So when you take your power back, you get your independence. And independence is such an amazing feeling that you can think, that you can rationalize, that you're not hurried for decisions. And many individuals that are very controlling and manipulative want to rush you to do what they want you to do. And that's not what it's about. That's not a healthy relationship. People who are in your life should really be supportive, that you need time to make wise decisions, to meditate, to so I just need time to pause and to ask myself if this is something that I want, not just something that they want. Okay? See, that's the difference. And many people who have these are power hungry, controlling, very jealous. They don't like you having independence. They want you to depend on them for everything. They want you to do everything they say. And if you don't, then you become a bad person, a mean person. You're a person that hates them, and it couldn't be, and it's nothing further from the truth. Okay, that's one of the biggest lies, but that's what they say to try to guilt you into doing what they want you to do. Okay, and we have one more point here, and that is you get your power back when you are less resentful. Now, what are some of the reasons why we can become resentful? I know for me, and I can only speak from my personal experience, and that is I became very resentful because people didn't meet my expectations. I expected things from people. When people hurt me, brought pain into my life, when people were very judgmental or did things that was just mean, rude, disrespectful, especially people who ghosted you, just dropped out of your life for weeks, months, years at a time, and then just thinks that they can just reappear and everything is copacetic. No. See, when you take your power back, you realize what is wrong. And it's wrong to just put people on a shelf and then think that you can come back and pick up like nothing ever happened, not even with an explanation. And that's not okay. Okay? So I wanted to have this conversation to tell you all, take your power back. Stop giving your power away freely and easily. People need to work to be in your life. They need to be respectful. They need to be kind. They need to be adding some sort of benefit to you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, some sort of giving you something to show that they deserve to be there. See, for many of us, like me in the past, I did that all the time. I allowed people to be in my life and they didn't do any work. I did the work. I was the friend, you know, I was the good person. I was the supporter. I was the encourager. I was the one that did things and made plans. But just as you give support, kindness, and love to people, you also deserve to get back, to receive. And that is the thing, motivators family. We each deserve to receive love, to receive. So, overall, taking back your power involves a shift. And you know that I always talk about how important it is to mindset shift, to know that you deserve to be respected, to be loved, to be treated in a way that every human being deserves to, with kindness, with love. And instead of being the victim, you become the author of your own life. You are empowered now. So it's not waiting for other people to make changes and feeling that you have to hang in there all the time and, never speak up for yourself. Always be put last. They never think about you first and what do you want. You're always giving to other people and taking the short end of the stick. No, there's no more being last. There's no more victim mentality. Now we're empowered. We're going to be the author of our life, and make plans. Speak up for ourselves. Say no and mean it. And it also means that we're going to become self-empowered. You're going to be feeling stronger, independent, controlling your life. You're going to have reduced feelings of being stuck and resentful. And you'll learn what you really value in this life. And your actions will better align with your authentic self rather than trying to please others and to fit in. And I know just what that feels like. Always feeling that you have to conform, fit in, you know, always concede instead of proceeding with what you personally want. See, it's time for us to stop pleasing everybody and think about, is this what I want? Is this what I like? You know, we can't always be the one to compromise. And people also need to be compromising as well. That's balance in life. And that's going to lead to better personal freedom. You'll be enjoying yourself so much more. And you'll be more playful. And you'll stop worrying about how others perceive you because you've taken your power back. It's about what do I think about myself in a healthy way, not egotistical, but very positive, very much loving yourself and being your own friend, showing up for yourself and putting in the work. Because yes, it does take work. It takes work to say no. It takes work to say, I'm worth better than that. No, I don't have to be a doormat. No, I don't always have to be last. And know that and believe it. And if it means that you have to cut people off, then that's what you have to do to be your best self. I wish you all the best in this journey of this life. I want for each and every one of us to be encouraged and empowered, because we deserve to get our power back. We deserve that. And it's so important, because when you are, whatever relationship that you're in, whether it's platonic, it's romantic, whether it's a relative, whether it's a workmate, anybody, if people feel that they can micromanage you, use you, disrespect you, ghost you, that's not a healthy relationship. We need to develop stronger boundaries by not micromanaging other people's choices. You strengthen your boundaries. You say, it's okay. I don't mind. Take your time. And if people can't receive that well, then you leave those people alone. Not everybody who is in our life is good for us, is supportive of us. Okay? So we have to understand that. And we also will have clearer relationships, because you'll be able to see people's true character. It won't be so easy for it won't be hard for us. It'll be easy for us to see who people really are. See, maybe before, because you volunteered maybe too much information, too much access to you. So now you say no. No, I don't want to do that, because you don't want to do it. See, you take your power back. You don't volunteer yourself. You don't allow people access to your personal and private business. You cut all of that off. You don't have to explain why you do what you do. It's no, and no other explanation is necessary. Okay? And this allows you to understand who really belongs to hold a space in your life and really who doesn't. And that can save you so much frustration in the long run. And it will stop you from letting other people's behavior stress you out, because that used to be such a big deal for me, and I know for many other people. You have resentment and you have so much stress that is just building and building until you just explode like a volcano, because you keep letting people take advantage of you, disrespect you, and let people's poor behavior cause you stress, because you didn't advocate for yourself, because you didn't say no and mean it, and because you keep saying, I forgive them, and then they keep doing things that's disrespectful, because you have not set boundaries and enforced them. And it's also going to be so much better for you. You're going to feel less drained, because you know when it's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to get rest. It's time for you to pour into yourself and get your me time. That doesn't make you selfish. It means that you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't allow people to take advantage of you. You say no and you mean it. Now, I just have to warn you all that when you become more confident, speak up for yourself, people are going to, the mask will be falling off. A lot of people will be changing. You'll think, these are my friends, these are my loved ones, these are people who care about me. But when you don't let people walk over you and disrespect you, or you're not everybody's bank and giving out your money, or freely giving of your time, or offering your services to everybody, now people will start talking about you. You're mean, you're nasty, you're selfish, you've changed, you're this, you're that, right? But that's okay. Let people say what they want to say. And it's all because now you will not allow yourself to be used. You will not allow people to play games with you and manipulate you, because that old you that used to do it, that's gone. That's done. That's over with. And you'll find who really are the people in your life when you say no. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to be around. And you'll find yourself drifting away from the negative people, or they'll just remove themselves because they don't like this new empowered you that is strong and independent and speaks their mind. Okay? Well, let them go. And there's going to be people who are going to judge you. They're going to judge you continuously because their opinions don't hold weight on you anymore. Like, they would say things and you're just like, okay, so what? That doesn't matter to me anymore, because now you have your own priorities in your life. And actually that feels good, because now you have your own life, that your life doesn't revolve around theirs. Your life is your own, and you take your power back. Bravo, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you all so much for tuning into this conversation, and I will see you all on the next one. I am Marlene Motivates.